Welcome to this tarot reading that is for anyone seeing this as they are in their luteal phase. At first, I was going to record a normal collective reading, but then I just felt called to make one just for people like you, maybe, who are in their luteal phase right now. If you don't know what the luteal phase is, it's the phase right before you get your period. Essentially, I consider like from ovulation, once that is over, to the period, you could consider all of that the luteal phase, because already your progesterone is getting higher, your estrogen is going lower, which means that you are feeling more restful, you are feeling slower, you might have more mood swings than you would when you don't when you aren't in your luteal phase. And exactly for that context, we're going to get a tarot reading right now together. And what's the goal of this? The goal is just to see the messages that the cards have for you right now that might pertain to you. I do want to say, since in your luteal phase, a lot of the time you are more receptive, you are more intuitive. So, you being more intuitive means that you will be probably even better at picking out what is true for you and what just doesn't work for you, what doesn't fit you with concerns to this reading. So, just take what you will from it, take what resonates, leave the rest, as we like to say. And that is all I have to say. If you want to, you can take some notes, you can pull some cards yourself. If that calms you down, I just want this to be a really safe and helpful space for you to explore some of the thoughts, explore some of the feelings that you might be having, because in the luteal phase, things feel very heavy. You could feel very analytical. You could feel like you are questioning your whole life. I very often feel like that during my luteal phase, just thinking about everything and questioning everything. So that is where we're at, maybe. And we're going to read some cards and see what the messages are. As I said, get out your cards as well, and we're going to be asking for the most helpful messages. If you draw alongside me, just go with the flow. If you don't want to, just listen, just lie down, close your eyes, breathe, just listen to this. Take notes if you want to. And we're going to get started. So we are asking for the most helpful and most clear messages for the collective here, especially for those of us who are in our luteal phase. And let's begin. Let's start with the first card. What's the status quo? What's going on? Okay, we have the Three of Wands. So we're starting right off the bat with a reminder to delegate, a reminder that not everything is under your control. And even though not everything is under your control, everything is working out in your favor. That is really what the Three of Wands mean. It is a person gazing down. Usually there's ships in this card. You don't have ships for some reason. But in the traditional imagery, you have ships. You have all of those intentions, all of those manifestations, all of those ideas, all of those plans that you sent out, that you planted the seeds for. They're going out and doing their thing. And it might feel like nothing is happening because, well, sometimes it just takes time. But with the Three of Wands, we have this idea of delegating your energy, delegating your to-dos, of really using your energy in ways that recharge you, rather than trying to think that you have to pour your energy in all of the to-dos that you have in order for them to advance. No, your to-dos are moving along even when you're not there, even when you're not looking. It's like the grass is growing even though you're not looking, you know? And now the Eight of Wands popped out. We have another one. So this is another good example of too much energy. too much energy and too much attention poured onto something is not always best. So these cards look like to me that you are maybe ruminating over something, or maybe putting yourself down, that in this luteal phase you don't have enough energy to really move on something that you want to get a move on, something that you want to move along. But these cards, as I said, it's a reminder that energies move even when you're not looking. Things advance even when you're not looking, especially with the wands, because the wands are the quickest suit. And sometimes your pace, your quick action is not what drives things forward. This is the big reminder that those two cards have for us. Let's ask what exactly this is about, because I have these clarifying Poesis Oracle cards. What is it that you feel like it's not moving along quick enough and the cards are telling you, chill, bro, you can chill. You don't have to pour all of your energy into this. It's still going to move along. Let's see what comes up. Okay, we have birth. So this might be about maybe a new version of yourself. It might be about literal pregnancy, metaphorical pregnancy, being pregnant with an idea. So something is not moving along as quickly as you want it to, but it takes time. It takes time. And that something might be some new version of yourself. Maybe you're getting impatient, especially in the luteal phase. We all know a girl. We feel like, damn, I was already at a better point in my life. I was already doing better, and now I'm maybe lacking motivation. I'm lacking conviction. I'm lacking activity. But the truth is that your cycle is a very deliberate system, and a delicate system as well. You're not living your life in your follicular phase, full of energy, in your ovulation phase, full of energy, full of creativity, full of everything. You're living your life fully with your whole cycle. So don't demonize your luteal phase. And as I'm saying this, the fear card came out as well. And this kind of feels like you might be afraid that this could last forever. I actually just made a reel about this like today when I was in the forest, and I wrote something after that. I wrote that version of you that you're feeling right now, especially in your luteal phase or whenever you're not feeling at your best, that's not all of you. And you might be afraid of that. You might be afraid that that new version of you that you feel wants to be birthed, you're afraid that that's not going to happen. You're afraid that it's not happening fast enough, that you're not doing enough things for it, that you need to take it in hand and shake it, and then that new version is going to come out. But that's not always how it works. And I just want to call you into self-compassion here. Because a lot of the time we are so fucking strict with ourselves about what we need to achieve, about who we need to be, about the routines we need to have. And the truth is that that version of yourself, when you feel your best, that's great, but that's not all you. You have other parts as well, and that is okay. But those parts are not any more yourself than that good part of you. Right now, you might be identifying really heavily with that impatience, with that I'm not good enough, why am I not doing more? But that's not all you are. You are also that best version of yourself that even if you just get a glimpse of it sometimes for 1 day a month, or for 3 days a month, or maybe a whole week a month, or 2, that is still you, and you can still tune into that. So that energy, sit with that a little bit more. Sit with that energy of that best aligned you that feels productive and that has self-compassion when you're maybe not achieving so much. That version of you is always there. So try to tune into that. We also have the Lovers coming out. So there's 2 things. The Lovers are associated with the number 6, and they're associated with Gemini, with the zodiac sign of Gemini. And Gemini is all about knowing the self, all about knowing all sides of yourself. The lovers aren't just about other humans, it's also about exactly that self compassion that I was speaking about. So that's the first meaning. This is telling you that your impatience with regards to why am I not feeling better is rooted in you not realizing that that is not all you are. You're forgetting all of your best times. You're forgetting all the things you've achieved, you know? And I understand that feeling. I passed my theoretical driving license test, which is a big deal in Germany, last week, and I've already forgotten it. I passed it with zero mistakes, but already I'm like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? I need to do more. I need to achieve more. Um and that's just capitalism. That's just how society is right now. And the cards are reminding us that celebrate your wins. Remember what a badass you are a lot of the time. And just because you don't feel like a badass right now, I'm not in my luteal phase, thankfully. Not yet. But if you are and you don't feel like a badass, the lovers are reminding you that you are. That is a part of you. And think of her. Think of that very cool version of you that you just love. How does she feel? How does she act? What is she doing? Cool stuff, Remember that. Don't forget that. And we have the Three of Coins. I feel like this is all working out really good. Think about that. What is the Three of Coins trying to tell us here? Think about it for a second yourself before I blurt out everything that comes to my mind. The Three of Coins is about building a cathedral. You see here three people. In other decks, it's more obvious, but you usually see an architect, then someone who is actually building it, and then the priest who is like overlooking building the cathedral. Those are traditionally the three you see. So again, we have this whole idea of different parts make up a whole, and it's creating something that is bigger than the sum of its parts. I want to ask what you are creating right now, what's coming through right now with that Three of Coins, because the Three of Coins is really about building things. And I think it is also about seeing those parts of yourself that you would rather ignore, because that's what the luteal phase is about. The luteal phase is like, hi, here I am. All of the things that you try to ignore most of your life, they're back. Guess what? It's a party. And I personally, I kind of love that about the luteal phase. I also hate it a bit. But I think it's just a matter of self-love and a matter of shedding the narratives of the patriarchy and of capitalism to remind ourselves that the luteal phase is something good. It's showing us things we need to see. And right now, the breathe card came through as well. So that is telling me, I was asking what you are building right now. What is it that the Three of Coins pertains to? And this might be that you are trying to build more solid self-care routines, and you're trying to bring your nervous system into harmony more, because breath is so important for that. We all know that. I don't know if you are in the same reel content bubble that I am, but I get a lot of reels about breath, about the diaphragm, about breathing into your rib cage and all of that, and about breathing into any tension that you have in your body. And I've been doing that for months now, on and off. And whenever I do it, I feel a lot better. So if you're looking to really do something for your self-care and build a more helpful routine for yourself, a more helpful routine than wake up, scroll on your phone, or whatever you may do, that is not good for your nervous system. What would be better is to integrate especially breath. whether that is in the morning, in the evening, or just throughout the day. The cards are saying that breathing is a key part right now of what you're trying to build. If you're trying to build a new version of yourself, if you're afraid that that new version is not coming out fast enough, breathing is going to help. And that goes really well with the Three of Wands. As I said, this is all about letting things happen, not trying to Eight of Wands the whole situation and send so much energy. Rather than doing that, breathe, take a step back, and take a calm perspective. And I also have to say that oftentimes we say that in the luteal phase, things come up that, you try to push away the rest of the month. But sometimes I'm noticing that things come up that aren't really the truth. Sometimes I tend to externalize issues that I have within myself and project that on other people, or project that on relationships and friendships that I have. And rather than dealing with that part of myself within myself, I try to solve it externally somehow. And I think that's what the lovers are about here, that it is really about two parts within yourself, and the Three of Coins as well. It's about all of those parts of you that need to be breathed into so that you feel the calm and you can really get to the bottom of those issues, rather than trying to always think that all the issues are outside of yourself. The issue is other people not meeting your needs. Maybe the issue is you not meeting your needs. Maybe the issue is you not being there for yourself. And being honest with that and tuning into that can be really helpful in the luteal phase. But of course, we don't want to gaslight ourselves. Sometimes the people that we spend the most time with are not a good match for us, and we need more from them. And that is absolutely fine. So I don't want anyone to be gaslit here. If you're truly feeling like the people around you are not good for you, don't let that slide. But also, the sovereignty card came up here. This card comes up a lot from this deck, I feel like. And that's exactly strengthening that point of you have the power to fulfill a lot of your needs. That little baby that you are still inside, that little child that is maybe crying, that feels left behind, that feels neglected, that feels like other people are not taking care of it enough. Try to take care of that child, of that baby yourself, because it is your sovereign right to do that. That doesn't mean that you're not co-parenting your inner child with other people. You are. We are humans. I always say that community is very important. And making space for the fact that we are not lone creatures is very, very important. But at the same time, we still have to see, how can we parent ourselves? How can we be there for ourselves, rather than expecting other people to satisfy all of our needs? All right, let me draw one last card from another deck that we have here. I hope all of this made a lot of sense to you and it was helpful. I would love to hear in the comments. And let's get the last card. We have Grace. Very, very beautiful. Grace is all about that self-compassion as well. And I love this depiction because you see the person is like balancing on what do you call that in English? A wall, a brick wall, I suppose. And on the one side, you have a really nice, colorful wildflower field. And on the other side, you have a little bit of a thorny, scary side to it. And this is about moving graciously between those two. And I think there could not have been a better card to sum all of this up. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to navigate between those feelings every day, probably every month, if not every day, every week, if not every week, then every month. And you can do that with grace. And grace means self compassion. Grace means knowing that not everything is controlled by you, and you don't have to do something all the time to move things along. They move along on their own as well. That is really, really important for you to know. And that is all the messages I have for you today. I hope that that was very, very helpful to you. And I wish you the best luteal phase ever. Have some patience with yourself. Know that all of your projects need patience, and that um, bringing out a new version of you or bringing out new routines is not something that you do willy-nilly. It's something that you do slowly and steadily. And even if some days you fall back into different routines, or sometimes over weeks you let your routine slide, that is okay. That doesn't mean that once you get into those routines, that's any less you than it was before. You are capable of every fucking thing, and I believe in you. Just breathe, just be with yourself, just give yourself some compassion and some patience. Give the people around you compassion and patience, and everything will be okay. All parts of you deserve some love today. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, yeah, if you want a personal reading, of course, I have those too. You can DM me on Instagram, or you can look on my website or on my Patreon. All of those links are down below. Like this video, subscribe, etc., etc. All the things I have to say. Goodbye.